making potting mix grow medium. So we're going to make up some earth soil to fill the little bags in so we can plant the seeds that have tails that are getting close to 1 centimeter long. So it's time to get them planted up. So what we have here, got some garden earth in here that never has had dirt in it. It's all homemade earth soil made with perlite, today cocoa peat, cocoa coir, and some worm castings. I sterilized this with boiling hot water so that it's killed any kind of pathogens or fungus gnat larvae, anything in here that might not be beneficial. And we're going to add a little bit of our homemade, we've been cultivating some BTI, and this will make sure that fungus gnats won't grow in here. So we don't want to attract fungus gnats, which can be a problem in indoor gardening as well as outdoor gardening. Because this has been sterilized, we will be adding some worm castings, some very fresh, full of healthy microbes, worm castings, to keep this as a live earth soil as opposed to not alive. We want this to be as healthy a start for them to start their life in. So let's go over and put some worm castings in here. Okay, let's uncover these. They smell great. They feel great. The moisture is great in them. I'll show you what it looks like when you have nice, beautiful, fresh castings. They will clump together and just barely hold their shape until you break them apart. So these don't have worms in them. They've been sifted out. So let's grab a nice handful of microbe-rich worm castings. Let's grab 2 handfuls. But of course, one more. This is how you make great earth soil. The mosquito bits, which have the BTI that we put in here, is bacteria that fungus gnats, the larvae, won't thrive in. And it also feeds the microbes that are in here. So it's kind of a win-win. Helps feed the live soil here that we've created, this earth soil. Live soil is healthy for plants, healthy for the planet. So, okay, we've got a great start here. Looks beautiful. Beautiful soil. So there's about 1/3 perlite in there. So we're going to add a little bit more perlite. I'd like it to be more like 1/3, and it looks more like 25%. So not bleeding here. A little bit more. A little bit more. It's deceiving a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, good. Thank you. This will give us lots of nice aeration. Okay, time to start filling up some more bags here. These little grow bags will be placed in little saucers where they will be watered from the bottom, so they will stay nice and moist. I'm going to fold this over, which will make a little bit of a stronger edge on it. And also adjust the size of the bag. Bottom watering will help to not disturb the little plant and roots as it's developing. Just being a little anal here. Haha. Inside out would be having the seam on the inside. Makes it not have the bow out to the side. This homemade earth soil is going to give these plants the bioavailable nutrients that they need to be able to grow healthy and strong along their journey. Another one down. OASES, Organic Aggregate Soil Enrichment Shared. OASES. OASES, the acronym. Another one down. We've got 4 seeds. We will have 4 little starter bags. These will be easy to transplant when they're ready. Just about there. Okay, only 2 have sprouted so far, so we're going to poke just a little hole, not very deep, a little bit more than a seed's depth. Here we have the seeds. 2 have sprouted. Okay, let's just see which ones have sprouted. I think it's pretty sure it's these 2. Yep. So you see the sprout there? See the sprout? Okay, I'm gonna lift this little seed, trying not to damage the root at all. You can see that sprout really well. Okay. Now, I'm going to put it root down gently into the material, and it's barely going to be covered over. Just a little grain on top. So we have our second one that is right here. There we go. You see that tail? Look at that. Beautiful. So we will just grab the seed part without disturbing the tail. That's about as long as you want it to be before you plant it. That's maybe even long enough that we can make this just a drop deeper. Now we go ahead and drop it in. Root first, little tail. Just like this. Kind of backfill that a little bit first. And then we will just cover that over a tiny bit. Okay, we have our first 2 starts. Just label this with the date today, which is, oh yes, it is 1/21/21. We'll make some better labels, but for now, I won't be able to forget. So what we're going to do is go ahead and spray this top. The soil was nice and damp before we started. We're just going to give it just a little bit of extra water. Let that settle in. It's coming from a completely wet environment, so you want to kind of simulate where it's been growing well. They'll also fill the saucers with water. And there we go. This is our very first 2 plants of our new setup. I'll continue bottom watering and spraying the top. In the description, there's a link for our new Facebook group. Thanks for hanging with me.